dear students, welcome back to the GDC classes. So dear students, as all of you know, the MRB pharmacist, under the MRB pharmacist, there are more than 425 pharmacist vacancy has released. For that, GDC have taken the initiative to start the free classes on the YouTube of the GDC classes English for the MRB pharmacist preparation, in which we are going to take the all the syllabus important MCQs under the series of the Master Stroke series for the MRB pharmacist under Tamil Nadu. So dear students, today we are going to discuss the important MCQs under the General Pharmacology 1. And yes, this series will be continued on in the our YouTube channel. So subscribe this channel, and we are going to provide the each and everything which is necessary for the your MRB pharmacist preparation. So these are the important MCQs under the General Pharmacology 1. So let's start and firstly find out what are the topic we are going to cover under this video. So here we are going to have the introduction and scope of the pharmacology, various route of drug administration, their advantages and disadvantages, drug absorption, bioavailability and factor affecting the bioavailability. These all topic will covered under this class. So first question under this series is the what does pharmacokinetic includes? So very basic question, but it's very important. There are the two things: pharmacokinetic, pharmacodynamic. Pharmacokinetic means what the body does to the drug, that is called as the pharmacokinetic, and what the drug does to the body, that is called as the pharmacodynamic. So under the pharmacokinetic, we mainly study the absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion, while under the pharmacodynamic, where drug does to the body, that we under that we study about the pharmacological action, mechanism of action, adverse action. So here, pharmacological effect of the drug, it's pharmacodynamic. Unwanted effect of the drug, it's also the pharmacodynamic. Chemical structure and medicinal agent, no, that's the name of the drug, and distribution of the drug in our organism, yes. So absorption, distribution, metabolism, excretion, all these things are included under the pharmacokinetic. So pharmacokinetic is the branch of the pharmacology which deals with the study of the drug, what body does to the drug, where absorption, distribution, metabolism, excretion carried out. Where under the pharmacodynamic, we study about the what drug does to the body. There are the different various terminology also, like therapeutic index, that is the safety measurement of the drug. Median lethal dose, the drug which kills the 50% of the population. Median effective dose, the drug which the dose which produce the effect in the 50% of population. There is also some branches of the pharmacology, that is pharmacogenetic, pharmacotherapeutic, toxicology, pharmacotherapeutic. These all the different branches also we will carry out these in the another questions. So next question: which route of administration has 100% bioavailability? When this type of question arises, the one and only one answer, that is the intravenous. Maybe it intravenous IV bolus or IV infusion. All are the intravenous, and in the intravenous, all the drug directly reaches to the systemic circulation. That's why here 100% bioavailability phenomena is carried out. So that is correct answer is intravenous. In the intramuscular, there is no any 100% bioavailability phenomena. In the oral route, we have the different type of the first pass metabolism, where the drug reaches to the systemic circulation, reduces from its original value. Subcutaneous route also, the drug deposited in the subcutaneous tissue. From there, the drug slowly reaches to the systemic circulation, and 100% bioavailability is also is not there. So correct answer is the intravenous. So bioavailability, what is the bioavailability? It is the fraction of the drug that reaches to the systemic circulation in unchanged form from the site of administration is called as the bioavailability. For the IV route, the bioavailability is 100%, and the bioavailability formula is the AUC, that is the area under the curve of oral divided by the area under the curve of IV multiplied by 100. Yes, we can change the oral with the different type of another route also, but always the standard that will be the same, that is the IVs will be there. So for the MRB pharmacist, we have started the free test series also. Here you are going to have the, we are going to conduct the different tests at every day 6 p.m. and it's totally free of cost. How you can join those tests? So simply download the GDC classes app from the Play Store and visit on the batches section. In the plus sign, there will be asking enter the batch code, and for that in the batch code we have made it MRB25. Enter this batch code, you will get added in this batch, and every day 6 p.m. you are going to have the free MRB Tamil Pharmacist free Tamil Nadu MRB Pharmacist test series and analyze your preparation day by day and enhance your result with the final outcome. So next question what we have, here is the simple procedure. It's a logo of the GDC classes app. Install the GDC classes app, visit on the batches section, click on the plus sign and enter the batch code MRB25 and you will get added in this batch. Next question, father of modern pharmacology. Yes, scientists have the different type of the role in our whole the pharmacy branches. Here pharmacology, the modern pharmacology father is known as the Ostwald Schmidberg, who is the student of the Rudolf Bacchensor, who have initiated the first pharmacology institute in Germany. So that's why Ostwald Schmidberg is known as the father of the modern pharmacology. Alexander Fleming, who have discovered the penicillin. Graham Butch and Anthony von Leeuwenhoek, these are the different scientists who have their individual roles. But here the answer will be the Oswald Schmidberg, who is known as the father of the pharmacology, as well as father of Indian pharmacology, known as the Ramnath Chopra sir. Father of the Indian pharmacy education, that is the yes, M.L. Sroff sir, who is going to have the birth anniversary on the 6th of the March. Father of chemotherapy is known as the Paul Ehrlich. Father of medicine, yes, Hippocrates. Father of the first pharmacology institute, yes, Rudolf Bachem. Discovery of penicillin, Alexander Fleming. Prontocell, discovered by the Gerhard Domaxab. And streptomycin, discovered by the Selman Waxman. Insulin, discovered by the Betting and Best. So there are the different type who scientists who have their contribution given in the pharmacy branches, and these are very important, my dear students. Which of the following comes under the orphan drug? So first question is, what is orphan drug? Orphan drug are those drugs which are used for the rare disease, correct? Now there are the different type of the orphan drug. The simple trick to remember the orphan drug, SRDDLZ FAN. Yes, means here is the S for sodium istugluconate, sodium thiosulfate, and we have the, that is another called as the sumatriptan. Next we have the rifabutin, rifapentin, rituximab. DDLZ means digoxin antibody, and we have the liothyronine, fomepizole, amphotericin B, azacitidine, nilotinib, nitrate. These are the different drugs. Under these classes, the clofazimine is called as the orphan drug. Why? Because orphan drug are those drugs which are used to treat for the rare disease or diagnose the rare disease. Clofazimine are mainly used in the lepra reaction, which is also known as the orphan or rare disease, we can say. Orphan drug, these are the drug or biological product used for the diagnosis, treatment of the rare disease or condition. Here, azacitidine, bevacizumab, bortezomib, busulfan, carboprost, clofazimine, colchicine, as well as fomevirsin. Next, we have the iloprost, nilotinib, rifaximin, rituximab, sodium istugluconate, sodium thiosulfate, thiotepa. These are the different orphan drugs which can also be used in our pharma field. The principal site of drug absorption for oral drug. So, when the drug have taken from the oral route, then which is the site from where the maximum drug absorbs? So, as per the principle, we know that maximum drug absorbed from the intestine, small intestine. Why? Because there is the maximum villi is present, and those villi are important to produce the, make the larger surface area. So that's why the drug absorb maximum from the small intestine. But also there is a principle also that acidic drug absorb from stomach, basic drug absorb from intestine. But as per the question, we can answer it yes. The correct answer will be the small intestine. Why? Because in the small intestine, the surface area are larger. Why? Because there is the number of the villi is present. So absorption carried out from the here. An orphan drug. Recently we have discussed this. Orphan drug mean those drugs which are used for the diagnosis or treatment of the rare disease. Very cheap drug. Drug has no therapeutic use. A drug needed for the treatment and prevention of the rare disease. Yes, it's correct. A drug which act on the orphanin receptor. No, its correct answer is C answer. Because orphan drug, these are the drugs which are used for the prevention, treatment or diagnosis of the rare disease. That's why these are also called as the life-saving drug. While another class drug also called as the essential drug. Essential drug, those needed by the majority of the population. But orphan drug, life-saving drug. Yes, it's used for the rare disease. About rectal route, true. When, if any patient is the unconscious or in the recurrent vomiting mode, then at that time we prefer the rectal route. In the rectal route, there is the advantage that no test phenomena is there, no vomiting consent is there, no consciousness consent is there. So that's why rectal route is preferred. But rectal route have some advantage but also some disadvantage, because in the rectal route the pharmacokinetic parameters is variable, that any drug may show sometimes of the higher absorption while sometimes lower absorption. So used for irritant and unpleasant drug, yes it can be. Cannot be used in unconscious patient, no, it can be used in unconscious patient. There is predictable absorption of drug, no, there is unpredictable absorption of drug. Diazepam cannot be given by the rectal route of administration, no. So diazepam is the drug of choice by the rectal route for the febrile seizure in children. So this is also incorrect. The correct answer is A, that is yes, rectal route is used for the irritant and unpleasant drug. It can be given through the rectal route in the form of the suppository or enema. So irritant and unpleasant drug can be given by the enema or suppository method. This route can also be used in the patient have the recurrent vomiting or unconsciousness. It is rather inconvenient or embarrassing, absorption is slower. So that's why this route is less preferred as compared to the oral. Diazepam, indomethacin, paracetamol, ergotamine can be given through the rectal route. Pharmacodynamics involve the study of following. Recently we have discussed pharmacodynamic. What the drug does to the body, that is called as the pharmacodynamic. So under the pharmacodynamic, we mainly study the pharmacological action of the drug, mechanism of action of the drug, adverse action of the drug. So here A, yes, mechanism of drug action comes under the pharmacodynamic. Biotransformation means metabolism comes under the pharmacokinetic, distribution under the pharmacokinetic, excretion under the pharmacokinetic. So correct answer is A. But sometimes this question can be also in the modified way, that yes, which of the following type of the drug interaction comes under the pharmacodynamic drug interaction or pharmacokinetic interaction. So there is also the importance of this ADME as well as mechanism of action or pharmacological action is also important. Which of the following route is avoided in first pass metabolism? As we know, in the oral route, we have find out the maximum first pass metabolism is there. Why? Because through the oral route, when the drug absorbs either from the stomach or from the intestine, it firstly enter into the hepatic portal vein. That hepatic portal vein carried out the drug to the liver, where the some amount of the drug get metabolized, and after that it reaches to the systemic circulation. So oral route we cannot prefer, as well as here the route which are avoided. So for the first pass metabolism, oral route is fully contraindicated because maximum first pass metabolism is there. So like nitroglycerin. Nitroglycerin, when you take through the oral route, then there is the maximum first pass metabolism. So that's why nitroglycerin taken through the sublingual, under the tongue, highly lipophilic, maximum absorption will be there, as well as yes, intravenous or intramuscular route also. These route can also be preferred, but here the route which is avoided in first pass metabolism, the correct answer will be the oral route should be avoided, because to avoid the oral route or alternate route for the first pass metabolism, we can use the suppository, insufflation, intravenous, intramuscular, inhalational, sublingual, transdermal. These route can be used in place of the oral route, because the maximum first pass metabolism seen with the oral route. Father of Indian pharmacology. Recently we have discussed that father of Indian pharmacology is Ramnath Chopra. Yes, Colonel Ramnath Chopra. Yes, he is that person who was the chairman of the drug inquiry committee also. So father of Indian pharmacology, Ramnath Chopra sir. Paul Ehrlich, father of chemotherapy. Alexander Fleming discovered the penicillin. So correct answer will be the yes, father of Indian pharmacology, Ramnath Chopra sir. While father of pharmacology, Ostwald Schmidberg sir. Find out both names consecutively. Yes, these both are important. Intradermal route is administered in. Intradermal means dermis, in the layer of the skin. But where? Just epidermis. So layer of skin, layer of muscles tissue directly into the vein. No, layer of the skin will be the correct answer, because intradermal, where means in the dermis. That's why in the intradermal root we actually form the bleb. After bleb formation, this is carried out. So intradermal drug is injected into the layer of the skin. Small quantity only can be administered through this route, and this route is mainly preferred for the allergic reaction, like penicillin sensitivity testing or the BCG vaccine we administered through the intradermal. Intramuscular into the large muscles like deltoid, triceps, biceps. Intravenous directly into the vein. Subcutaneous into the loose areolar connective tissue, and all these four are the route of the administration under the parenteral route. Intramuscular injection is given at an angle. Remember the angle of each and every one. First of all, intramuscular. Intramuscular injection is given at the 90-degree angle. Next, we have the subcutaneous, where the drug is administered at the 45-degree angle. Then intravenous, where the drug administered at the 25-degree angle, and then the intradermal, when the drug is injected at the 10 to 15-degree angle. Here intramuscular means 90-degree will be correct answer, because drug is injected at the 90-degree. Intramuscular 90, subcutaneous 45, intravenous 25, and intradermal 10 to 15-degree angle can be applied for the administration of these everything. All routes. So dear students, to enhance your preparation, GDC have also published the Tamil Nadu MRB pharmacist books for the theory as well as the objective. So here is the MRB pharmacist theory book. Yes, these are totally designed as per the syllabus of the MRB pharmacist. Here each and every aspect and every syllabus has covered, as well as here we are provide the MRB pharmacist objective book also, where all the important MCQs from the whole the syllabus have covered, and these both book you can easily purchase from the GDC classes app, where each and every aspects are provided. Means no need to worry how to make your syllabus complete within limited time. GDC is there, and all the solution will be provided by the GDC. The science science and detection, diagnosis and treatment of poison is called as poison toxicology. Study of poison is called as the toxicology. So in the human, that is called as the clinical toxicology. Adverse drug reaction is something like different. Toxicodynamic, only the adverse effect only considered, means all the toxic effect of the drug can be carried out. Toxicokinetic is different, but science of detection, diagnosis, treatment of poison is called as the clinical toxicology, where all the pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic of poison can be studied combinedly. That is called as the clinical toxicology. Means any chemical poison which have the any type of the pharmacokinetic or pharmacodynamic effect studied under this subject. Which route of administration is used for the drug sensitivity testing? Recently, I have answered that for the drug sensitivity testing, intradermal route is preferred. Like for the penicillin sensitivity testing also, intradermal route used. So correct answer will be the A. And in the intradermal route, we form the bleb, and after bleb formation at 10 to 15-degree angle, we enter the drug. Like in the penicillin, we entered the benzyl penicilloyl acid. That's why sensitivity testing is carried out. Within the skin layer or the dermis, raising a bleb, a small quantity can be administered, and it's the best route for the sensitivity testing. Like a BCG vaccine, smallpox vaccine can also be administered through this route. Which of the following is example of the prescription drug? Now we have the OTC, we have the prescriptional drug. OTC means for those drugs we don't require the prescription to purchase. We can directly purchase this from the pharma store without the prescription. Those are called as the over the counter, means OTC drug. While another one is called as the prescriptional drug, like antibiotic, antidepressant, antipsychotic. All the schedule H class drug need the prescription. So here like aspirin, OTC, paracetamol, OTC, iodine, OTC. But yes, antidepressant, because it's a matter of the CNS. It's a prescriptional drug. To purchase any type of the antidepressant drug, we actually need the prescription from the registered pharmacist, so that we can only purchase these drugs. All are systemic route of drug administration except Under the route of administration, we have the two route of administration: local, systemic. Under the local, we have the topical, we have the intra-arterial, and we have the deeper tissues. Under the deeper tissues, we have the intra-articular, intrathecal, intraretrobulbar. These are all are the local route. So here, topical is local route. Intravenous, no, it's not a local, it's a systemic, and under systemic, it's parenteral. Oral, it's also the systemic. Subcutaneous is also the systemic, and under the systemic, it's a parenteral route. So correct answer will be the A, because all are systemic route of drug administration except topical, because topical comes under the local route. Topical, deeper tissue, and intraarterial. Under the deeper tissue, we have the intraarticular, where the drug injected into the joints. Intrathecal, where the drug given into the CSF, and retrobulbar, where the drug is injected into the behind the eyeball. Yes. Next, which of the following is known as the life-saving drug? Recently, we have gone through the orphan drug used for the rare disease, and those drugs which used for the rare disease, they also called as the life-saving drug. So correct answer will be the C. Yes, orphan drug is also called as the life-saving drug because orphan drug produced by very less number of companies and in the very less amount. So when it's needed, it's essential. It means a life-saving drug. If the drug will receive, then it's okay. Otherwise, it can be the life-threatening condition. So that's why orphan drug is also called as the life-saving drug. The main mechanism of most drug absorption in GI tract is. The main mechanism of most drug absorption in GI tract. In the GI tract, the maximum drug absorption carried out by the passive diffusion method, because the lipophilic drug can easily cross through the GIT cell membrane. So active transport, no. Filtration, no. Endocytosis, no. Yes, it's the correct answer is the passive diffusion or through the lipid solubility, because maximum in the passive diffusion, what we actually need? We need the concentration gradient. And in where we say the drug move from the higher concentration to the lower concentration without need of energy, without need of any type of the carrier. So that's why it's a passive diffusion, where the main factor is the drug should be highly lipophilic. So yes, lipid solubility is very important for the drug diffusion or the passive diffusion. So the next question, compared to subcutaneous injection, the intramuscular injection of drug. Okay, firstly understand the both route of administration. Under the subcutaneous, we deposited the drug at any loose areolar connective tissue area, like insulin given through the insulin injection. We are actually for the subcutaneous, we mainly prefer the three methods: Dermozet method, Cielistic method, trochlear and cannula method, where we deposit the drug for the longer period of time. Subcutaneous is less painful, while IM, oily nature of the drug is given through, that's why that is the more painful. So here, as compared subcutaneous as compared to the IM is more painful. IM is more painful. Produces faster response? No, produces slower response. Is unsuitable for depot preparation? No, it's suitable for the depot preparation. Carries greater risk of anaphylactic reaction? No. So that's why the correct answer will be the means produces faster response. It's incorrect, because in the intramuscular, yes, it produces the faster response, but intramuscular injection absorb faster than subcutaneous injection. This is because muscle tissue has the greater blood supply than the tissue just under your skin. Muscle tissue can hold a larger volume of medication than subcutaneous tissue. So that's why IM route is faster as compared to the subcutaneous. IM route is painful as compared to the subcutaneous. IM route is not suitable for the depot preparation. That's why the drug directly inserted into the muscles area. Which route of administration carries the highest risk of adversely affecting vital function? Which route of administration carries the highest risk of adversely affecting vital functions? Means which route affect maximum organ of our body? Intra-arterial, intrathecal, intravenous or intramuscular? The correct answer will be the intravenous. Why, sir? Because all the drug which is taken through the intravenous directly reaches to the systemic circulation, and when the drug reaches to the systemic circulation, it may produce different type of the adverse effect on the different vital organ. That's why the vital organ functioning can be measured when the drug given into the IV through the IV route. So that's why, yes, it can affect the maximum organ of our body. Bioavailability of drug refers to bioavailability, the fraction of the drug that reaches to the systemic circulation in unchanged form from the site of administration is called as the bioavailability, or we can say the percent of the drug. Like suppose we have taken the 100 mg of the drug, and if in the blood it reaches to the 70 mg, then we can call this, yes, the drug have the 70% bioavailability. So percentage of administered dose that reaches systemic circulation in unchanged form. Ratio of oral to parenteral dose? No, not oral to parenteral dose. Yes, it's the ratio of the oral AUC to the parenteral AUC, area under the curve. Ratio of orally administered drug to the excretin ratio of drug excreted unchanged in urine to that ratio. No, the correct answer will be the A, because bioavailability refers as the fraction of the drug administered through the systemic through the any route that reaches to the systemic circulation in unchanged form. So that is bioavailability. Essential drug. It's a life-saving drug? No. Essential drug are those which is needed by the majority of the population. Life-saving drug or orphan drug. Drug that meet the priority healthcare need of the population. Yes, it's correct. Drug that must be present in emergency bag of doctor. Drug that are listed in the pharmacopoeia of country. No, it's a correct answer will be the B. Means the drug which is needed by the majority of the population, or we can say the drug which fulfill the need of the majority of the population, that is called as the essential drug. And yes, WHO in each 2-year, alternative 2-year, WHO provide a list which is called as the model list of the essential drug. From those, each and every country made their own essential list. So find out the 2023 essential list of the India. How many number of the drug are included there? How many are there the fixed drug combination? We will teach this everything in our classes. The science which deals with the drug and their action on human body. Drug and their action on the human body. So study of drug is called as the pharmacology. Under the pharmacology, we study the pharmacokinetic, pharmacodynamic, what the drug does to the body, what body does to the drug. So yes, study of the action of the drug on the living tissue is called as the pharmacology. The study of absorption, distribution, metabolism, yes, it's a pharmacokinetic because ADME is there. So it will be the pharmacokinetic. Which is the feature of the sublingual route? Sublingual route, no first pass metabolism. Maximum drug reaches to the systemic circulation, but for the sublingual route, the drug must be non-irritant and lipophilic. Okay, let's go on. Pretty fast absorption. A drug is exposed to the gastric secretion. A drug is exposed to more liver metabolism. A drug can be administered in a variety of doses. No. Pretty fast absorption will be the correct answer because the bioavailability is higher. Approx 100% bioavailability can be seen through the sublingual route. So yes, rapid action can be produced because the drug directly absorbed from the under the tongue region. All are local route of drug administration except all are local route. Topical is local route, intra-articular is local route, intra-arterial is local route, but intranasal not a oral route, it's a systemic route. So that's why the correct answer will be the C. Topical route, these are the different routes which are the local route. Which of the following is not a pharmacokinetic process? Pharmacokinetic ADME. Very easy question. But these are the basic and these are the beginning. Continuously with the time, we will increase the pattern of the question and hardness of the question also. Absorption, distribution, metabolism. These are the pharmacokinetic, but side effect comes under the pharmacodynamic, not the kinetic. So drug absorption, ADME. Most essential medicine should be formed as or the formulated as most essential. Maximum drug which comes under the essential list are the single drug formulation, because in the essential we have the different parameters. Drug should be effective, drug should be economic, should be in the single drug formulation, it should be the safe for the patient, and it should be the economical. Essential, needed by the majority of the population, they must be available at all time, and I in proper doses form, aim optimally to reduce the financial resources, and list of the drugs should be available in the pharma store. So essential. So here single compound or single drug formulation, maximum single drug formulation, but yes, there are some FDC also, means fixed dose combination is also there, but mainly we find out the single drug compound. The comparison of bioavailability between two doses form is referred as the comparison of bioavailability between two doses form. That is called as the bioequivalence. When any drug finish their patent time, then 2 or 3 or more companies going for their manufacturing, so they don't need to study the bioavailability. They actually carried out the bioequivalence and compare their bioavailability with the standard drug. So that is called as the bioequivalence, and this bioequivalence can be also the different type, like the pharmaceutical bioequivalence, chemical bioequivalence, therapeutic bioequivalence. Yes, it can be the variable. Here the correct answer is the bioequivalence is the biochemical similarity of two or more the drug that have the same ingredient and desired outcome for the patient. Bioassay are carried out too. Bioassay, for which purpose? Bioassay are mainly carried out for the measure the pharmacological activity of the drug, avoid clinical trial for new drug, detect the impurity in given drug, screen for pharmacogenetic influences of new drug. No, measure the pharmacological activity of the drug, where we actually carried out the 3-point bioassay, 4-point bioassay, matching bioassay. They are the different type of the bioassay, and these bioassay are mainly carried out for the pharmacological activity of the drug. So these are the important question under the pharmacology first part, where we have taken the question from the general pharmacology, in which the route of administration, science, scope, scientist of in the pharmacology, and we have gone through the different type of the bioavailability and their parameters or the factor affecting the bioavailability. In the next part, we will go with the next topic. So I hope if you like these videos, provide your response. If you have any query, you can comment on the comment box. We are here to support you all. Thank you everyone. Thank you all.